Travis Wayne Goodsell. While out and about this morning, into this afternoon, which is why I am now putting up the earlier video that caused a delay. I had bumped into my ex, hoping to avoid it, and I could have gotten away with it, but I found it hilarious. She didn't recognize me. She walked right past my seat, sat right behind me. And so I'm teasing her. She's checking out messages on her phone. And I say, "Excuse me, do you know what time it is?" Willing to help. That's the kind of girl she is. And she tells me. And then she gets inspired to ask me if I am familiar with the Mormon church. And or if I've known anybody in the Mormon church, I think it was. And I said, yeah, I was married to one. And she says, oh, were you sealed in the temple? Yeah, we're sealed in the Salt Lake Temple, room number 13 on October 1st, 2015. And all of a sudden it hit. She was like, wow. She didn't recognize me. The beard, the massive weight loss. I guess the incarcerated homeless look is the new black that drives women crazy. But yeah, very bizarre. And so then I separate. She was heading off to church to practice the piano. Didn't want to come with me. And went to Carl's Jr., had breakfast, and then headed off to Barnes & Noble. And I get out of Barnes & Noble, and I think I just missed the bus. Not sure, because I see the other bus going. And I go to the bus stop, and I'm waiting. And the bus doesn't show. And so I'm waiting for the next one. And I forgot. On the bus to Barnes & Noble, I sat across the aisle from another woman, and I was noticing she was mimicking my posture, and she seemed very nervous, and when there was an almost incident with the bus, we looked over, and there was a kind of eye grinning to each other. And so I thought I'd be brave enough and ask her, or let her make conversation. And she had earphone, but she took it out. And I said, it looks like it's going to be hot for the next couple of weeks. And yeah. And then as I was leaving, I said, have a good day. And smiled. And then, so nowhere with that one. No phone number. I got the phone number from my ex. I have all of these three here. And so, yeah, then the bus doesn't show. I'm waiting for the next one. Woman comes. She's had the blue band as if she'd been given a shot or blood drawn or something. It turns out she had blood work done there in that area. And I told her that the 38 didn't show, and it was now getting closer to the next bus, and I had no idea. It was not showing up. And it ended up being 4 minutes late. And turns out the buses on that route was having some problems. There are 2 of them. So apparently the 2 I wouldn't have gotten anyway. But I saw 3 others during the day that were out of order and were heading back to the garage. Today was a bad day for the buses, I guess. And she was very sociable, and that was unique. Obviously, she was not a Mormon girl, not wearing Mormon attire. She was wearing the every high school boy's dream attire, and so that could explain why she was approachable and friendly, and especially to a scary guy like me, the new black. So no longer is orange the new black. No longer is pink the new black. The incarcerated homeless man look is the new black. And yeah, we're trying to have a conversation on the bus, and I'm having trouble hearing, and she has a permanent marker that she writes on herself with, because she doesn't want to forget. And she had numbers. It wasn't a full phone number. Could have been wiped off, but strange, it's a permanent marker. And so I was trying to find out if, she too was incarcerated in a Nazi concentration camp. But yeah, it was just a bus conversation. She got off at her stop and said, enjoy the rest of your day, and that was it. So yeah, the only number I got was from my ex. And she won't do anything unless I go back to church. But it was one of those things where I remember in church, a Mormon would get up and bear their testimony, and it's next week, isn't it? Not this Sunday, but the Sunday after is Fast Sunday, when Mormons get up and on the Ramiyamtum and do all sorts of things other than an actual testimony. And they talk about how they had this feeling that they should turn at this location and nothing happened, but they know that they were protected by being obedient. No. What I experienced today was things happened because I had the impression, hey, don't go early to Carl's Jr. Do the video that's being uploaded, and then go. And of course they took forever to open up this place, and so I was running late, so I did the video, saved it, and now I'm uploading it. But that created a chain of other events that led to me seeing my ex, and then other events, and I missed my ex on the way back because I found out later on email, she was emailing me, because of the missing buses, and I got on the wrong tracks train. I'm on it, and all of a sudden we're veering off to the right, and I'm going, wait a minute, we shouldn't be veering off. Green. But the green line stopped at the very next stop and sent it back because of some problem with the tracks train. Hilarious. And so everybody else got off onto the bus that was waiting to take them to the other stop in West Valley or whatever. But it was one of those days, and I was thinking, am I going to see someone else on the bus? No, not really. That was the end of it. Just the three. But it was one of those moments where things don't happen the way they typically would, and weird things happen. So thought I'd share that with you rather than typing it in my journal. But yeah, you have to throw in the religious part of it, and you have to know the consequences if you choose to do something contrary to what you normally would. And so that's what I was seeing. And so yeah, I was running a test after the third one, and thought, and no, it was just those three. So I mean, it was getting progressively better from mimicking me to having a full conversation with me. Stuck with the X.